Hello everybody, welcome back to a bit of Hearts of Iron 4, specifically playing the game in a really dumb way. So it's been a bit of a while since we've done one of these weird little challenges, and don't worry, March Madness is coming. I'm actually working on those videos at the moment. It's just, you know, they take a little bit longer because I've not played those mods before. I want to make sure I'm doing them, you know, justice. So I thought instead of just making you wait like another week for a video, I'll just crack on with a bit of, well, essentially slop. But it's not slop, it's actually just brain-numbingly bad gameplay for me to endure while you get to watch and clap at your PC. Are you clapping, Timmy? Are you clapping while watching this man suffer? But if you could also go ahead, clap on down to that subscribe button down there. We're actually really close to 850k subs now. You know what? If you are the 850,000 subscriber on this channel, I don't know, you give yourself a pat on the back. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Give yourself a rat on the back. Okay, you've seen the title. I don't think I've ever actually done this challenge. It's been suggested so many times at this point, and I've always just thought, haven't I done that? And I checked, I went through the archives of my channel with 10 billion Hoi 4 videos on it, and it turns out, no, I've not done this. I've been lying to myself. I mean, I did something kind of similar when Arms Against Tyranny came out, where I just used the feature as the Soviets, but now I'm going to only use the feature as the Soviets. Now, when I say only use the feature, I mean it. I'm only going to get my equipment from the international market. I thought that was kind of boring though, just so it's just gonna make me build civilian factories the entire game. So I've also added the caveat that I can actually also build trains. Trains only for the purpose of selling on the market. Now, I don't know how many of these are actually going to be bought, how many people are actually going to want them, but it does just save me from only building civilian factories at some point, because if they fly off the shelves, that'd be pretty good, right? So, rules are, can't build anything with my military factories other than trains, which I'm going to put on the market for the most part. And second off, if I need equipment for my units, guess what? I have to go to Big Tesco. Not Little Tesco, Big Tesco, which means any limitations I actually find myself in are going to be, well, limitations. I reckon we're probably not going to be able to get things like planes today. I think we're going to be good for guns, artillery, support equipment, stuff like that. But other than that, I think we're going to be struggling. Okay, now I'm also going to do something a bit wacky here. I'm going to turn actually all of my units into just our infantry, and then also sell my tanks at the beginning as well, because realistically, whilst I do want to go ahead and actually build a tank division just out of the equipment on the market later on, I don't want to be using these ones. I want to see what the AI is going to cook up for me. So goodbye, little tanks that could not. Hopefully somebody buys you. Okay, now actually playing as the Soviets, first off, is probably one of the worst countries you can actually do this market stuff with, for the simple fact that we're communists. We don't have any market access with anyone, which means we are going to have to go ahead and spend our political power to actually go ahead, up our relations with people, and then we will have our negotiated market access automatically do it, because that is an option in our menu here. Auto accept, negotiate market access, auto send, negotiate market access. So as soon as we get positive relations with countries, they should send off. So for the most part, we will just be doing ourselves a lot of civilians, because we're going to need a lot of civilian factories. We're going to have to buy so much stuff in this playthrough. I'm going to need them. Already, we're looking pretty bad. Now, obviously, I can't stop things like capturing equipment whenever we do end up fighting. So the only other way that I can think that we might get some equipment is that method, unless there's, you know, an event or something that spawns within the Soviet tree, which I don't think there is, that just gives us guns. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to go around and start increasing relations with everybody that I can. And you will see as our relations go up, the market access just got negotiated there, and then I'm just going to, you know, ditch improving relations. We don't care anymore. Move to the next person. Look at that. Already got our first sale on our tanks. It's the French. A lot of countries do start with huge, you know, deficits to their equipment, so actually going to all these big powers and getting them to buy your crappy light tanks, pretty good, pretty easy. Later on though, we're probably gonna have to lower the price quite a bit, because as soon as people get their own stockpiles, they don't want to buy this crap. For the trains, I think I'm just gonna whack this down to low at all given points. Hopefully somebody ends up buying it at some point, and I guess in return, look, I can buy some French trains already. So one thing we need to worry about is who exactly we're going to be buying our equipment from. If we look already, there's no guns. We're not going to be able to buy guns for a little while, at least until until the AI starts getting too much in their stockpile. And a great way to actually get those guns is to get them from smaller powers in the world, because they're just going to end up randomly producing as much equipment as they can, but with no manpower to field it, which means it's just going to be sat there. So we need to make friends with all of these small nations so that they can feed us their weapons. And I think for the most part, a lot of our equipment will just come from nations over here that will actually just first off, we don't have to trade overseas with. That's the best thing about them. We can just get them through land, and that means we don't have to worry about long transport times. Because as you see here, if we actually go ahead and get it from the UK, that requires convoys. If we get it from France right now, which we have a land connection to through Europe right now, no convoys needed, which is perfect. At the moment, nobody wants to seem to buy our trains. In fact, I think if anything, the AI is probably going to be building their own trains to the point that they're never going to need to buy them. But it's going to be funny to see just how many we end up with on the market, I guess. Oh, actually, just thought about another way we're going to probably end up with equipment, and that is with our annexations. I think when we do annex people, obviously we get a whole bunch of equipment. Not too much I can do about that, but if I can sort it and be bothered, I will just add all their equipment to the market as well. Got that, our Asian allies and base capitalist supporters of Tibet. They've already got a few equipment pieces up. I'm actually going to start buying these. Why not? Oh my god. I'm actually just going to go mad from the amount of clicking I'm going to be doing here in this playthrough today. And I'm just going to buy like random crap. I'm going to be real. The factories we have, kind of pointless anyway. Look at that. I already have to waste convoys. But we're going to need this stuff at some point, I reckon. And I think Sweden's also going to be one we really need to get on our side. So I'm going to improve my relations with them. It would actually be even better if we just got them puppeted. I mean, we could do that later, potentially. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Definitely the Saudis, Yemen, all of these people as well that just have the generic focus tree get quite a few. Look at that. They've already worked their way down to get all their mill factories in Oman. And guess what? They got nowhere to put them. They got nowhere to put them. So they're going to put it in the Soviet economy. Now, thankfully, this will get better later on as we progress and they have more added to the market. But at the moment, we are literally just scraping the barrel, finding any rifles we can. I don't know why they're adding them at such small quantities, but I need them. Ooh, okay, you know how I already said that I did want to go ahead and build a tank at some point? Notice that the French are adding their tanks now to the market, to which, you know, technically, they're adding their tanks to the market because they bought my tanks and no longer need their ones. Damn, okay, no, hold on. I think I found a market for the trains. China, they want my trains. Okay, have we sold it? Still got quite a few in it. So I think the most important thing is that we do end up actually getting ourselves quite the stockpile for when things obviously kick off with the Germans. At the moment, that's going to take a while, but it is picking up. I just put in a massive order there of equipment that we're buying, and, you know, hopefully it goes okay. If we just get absolutely washed by the Germans, that would also be pretty funny, but we're going to have to figure out what our best defense is actually going to be here. So, we're almost in 1938 right now, and the stockpile is definitely working its way up. I'm also buying just as much random stuff that I can get my hands on, especially like trucks. We're getting ourselves some British trucks. The British want to buy my light tank. Why are you asking for this? Or you have this turned on? Do I not have it turned on? Why do I need to do this? I mean, sure, I don't know why it's asking. I mean, I have the auto accept one on, but the AI's just Skyneted me and said, no, you will know that I want to buy this. But yeah, anything I can just scratch the surface of. I mean, I'm buying armored cars. I've got the dingoes in here. Surely I can put something to use with the crap I'm buying. Only thing we're suffering with, and I think we're never going to be able to get, is planes. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I could buy these in the war carrier naval bombers, but I genuinely don't know what I would do with them other than not use them. One thing we are struggling with, though, is artillery. Haven't seen any of that. We got some support equipment. It's the first time I've seen that. Gonna buy that up, and I think trucks is as well, because we're gonna get like bombed by the Germans. So they won't even let me buy that. Great, thank you, UK. We're gonna get bombed by the Germans quite a bit. A lot of logi bombing. I'm imagining that yeah, we're going to need a lot of trucks and trains, funnily enough. Speaking of which, I am going to upgrade to the armored class. Maybe people would want to buy those more if I get them quick enough. You never know. We'll see if anyone wants some. I'll put them on the market. Now, South America will also be a good place to buy stuff, but obviously that is going to require a whole bunch of convoys, which is going to be a bit of a problem, especially when we are actually fighting. So I'm going to give it a go. We'll see what turns up. What gets sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Oh, Chinese Soviet Republic requests arms. So I got some bad news for you, buddy. We literally can't spare anything because we have nothing. I'm up to 1,000 trains now just sat on the market. Nobody wants this crap. We did sell a whole bunch of the tanks, but I think I'm going to go ahead lower the price on them now, just because noticing not a lot of people are buying them. Hopefully somebody turns up for them. If not, I guess they're just going to be there for the rest of the game. Okay, now the guns are really starting to pick up. I am just setting them to one factory. It does take a lot more deliveries, but, you know, we've got plenty of time to wait around. I want to make sure I'm getting as much as I can while also still building pretty, like, unimpeded. I'm just going to whack over an attache to China as well. That'll give us a bit of experience because I've not been able to train my units manually because obviously don't have the equipment to replace them sticking their rifles God knows where whilst on training. Realize the British now selling back my tanks on the market. Does that technically count? Can I use these? 1939, finally getting to the point now where the stockpile is about to be filled. I've noticed that there is a lot of stuff now popping up on the market, and before we get invaded by the Germans, need to make sure that we have all of it. Well, okay, there goes Poland. Sad part about that is that I don't think I'm going to end up with these 9,000 guns I ended up buying off of them. I mean, they were delivered like 3K of it, but yeah, don't reckon we're getting the rest of that. I'm just going to put this out there, by the way. Some of these guns, way better deal than the other one. This one comes with a damn sword. Well, here's where things might get a little tricky. We're going to send our ultimatums over to the Baltics, get all their equipment, and then I guess I'm going to try to sell it. We'll see if I can even do it, or else it's just going to be one big mess. Also, we are going to invade Finland. Okay, so that did work. As long as I don't unpause, I should be able to just select all the equipment with their flags on, sell it for some profit. I could also delete it, but I'm not going to. This is already as painful as it needs to be. We don't need to make it any more painful. It's going to be really embarrassing if we can't even defeat Finland. I have managed to get a few planes put together. They're not great. And I'm going to be real, they're all crap. Hey, it's better than nothing. They're going to clear the skies out for me. Okay, well, Finland was no problem. I'm going to puppet the entirety of Finland just so we don't have to worry about this front over here. That might ruin my relations with a few of our trading partners, but it's just going to have to be done. There we go. Nice red Finland on the map. Now, I do think we're going to have to play this purely defensive off just the get-go here, because we're not going to have enough troops to man both the front line with the Germans and everything down here. So we're going to start building, guess what? Forts. We're going to fort it up and then also get AA all along this just to try and stop some of the German air, but it ain't going to be enough. I'm going to try and buy as much AA as I can to throw in our units, but it's just never going to be enough. Okay, the stockpile of guns is looking pretty decent right now. The only thing that's really hard for us to get at the moment is, of course, support equipment and artillery. Although I did just notice the Swedes put up like 1,300 AA. It's going to take a while for us to buy it, but if we can finally get that in our units, that'd be great. Oh, I did the pressure Sweden thing. They apparently did join our faction. They've immediately left our faction. Which one is it, Sweden? Oh, okay, Sweden just put up a whole bunch of support equipment as well. This is why Sweden is so important for us. They can produce so much, and they don't need it, because they've got no manpower to put into anything. Definitely means we're going into this with a lot of stuff now. Not enough that I really need, because we need to build more units at some point, but hopefully we can hold out just a little bit with this. In fact, I'm going to start racking that AA up and making it ready to take down the German medics, because I think that's going to destroy us, unironically. I'm assuming that big red thing up there means we're about to meet the Germans. Am I ready? I mean, for the most part, I think we're ready. I don't know how well this is going to go. We're still missing quite a bit, obviously, but for the most part, everything we need is in place. So I'm going to go ahead, let the forts finish off now. Didn't manage to get the AA down, but I'm going to make sure that that is next up on the docket. Hopefully we don't get absolutely destroyed here. Just going to make a template with just artillery in it. I would also like to get some shovels in at some point just for more men on the field. We do have a lot of guns at the moment. Don't want to waste them all just yet though, but we are obviously going to need a lot more men. And here they come. Defense defensive line is down. We will get more men in the field, but can we hold? Making it to the fort line, and don't worry, I'm not accepting any of this lend-lease. I am accepting all the non-aggression packs, though, just so I get more market access to any of the allies that I have not yet done it. And oh my god, go China. Now, don't worry, I am still doing my plan to build a tank division, actually out of anything I can get off the market. I do already have quite a few tanks in here. Funnily enough, yep, those are my own tanks back that I bought off the British. We did not just go ahead and spawn them back in by building them, not that I would bother. I do have the issue where obviously this fort is going to break. This fort line, sorry, is going to break at points, and we're going to have to build more forts and keep consolidating our defense, but it's looking okay so far, although this is obviously the fort line. And we do also have our new boys in training that we're going to get out just to shore up any places I think look super weak. And I'm also just manually moving everything at the moment as well, just so that, as we see right here, this is falling. I can move troops into it, but at the same time, build a new fort line behind it. Line is dissolving, but the good news is we are inflicting a lot of casualties on the Germans, already up to 544k in return for our 152k. We are just sat around waiting for equipment to turn up, though. We are going into the negative, so we just gotta hope we're doing enough damage that they slow down. Yeah, whilst we are getting pushed back, just gotta make sure that we don't get overrun. We don't want to lose any units. I'm just really trying to micro my way to make sure the retreats are good. I don't think we're gonna build another fort line. We should be good as long as we can just keep buying more and more guns. I think this is where they're going to be able to push the most into us now. I mean, our equipment stockpile is looking a little bit bleak. I have plenty of guns. Well, I've got 13,000 guns. Everything else, though, is gone. But they have completely stopped, for the most part, pushing in most directions, and they're also getting landed in Europe now. I don't think that one's going to equate to much, but Italy falling would be very good for us. We finally just got desperate measures done, so Lessons of War is coming in. That's going to help us hold even more. And then as soon as I built the AA, because they are of course largely striking me like I thought. I also completely forgot I needed to I never deleted my original Air Force, so not that it matters. I haven't built any more other than the ones I built, but still, since we're now holding, we need to go on a big shopping spree, actually re-equip the army and start doing a push as soon as we can. Oh boy, okay, there is a lot of stuff we can be buying now, and I'm gonna take it all because all my factories are over here. We only have civilians anyway. Alright, so there you go. Italy has fallen. That is gonna help us out a lot. Hopefully that takes a bunch of the pressure off my front line. We did get pushed a little bit more. I'm still buying though, and as soon as I have enough equipment, I'm gonna hit the go button. Damn, China actually just got the peace event on Japan. I cannot believe it. Big problem is obviously just waiting for the deliveries. It takes a while for them all to get, you know, arrived back into the front line, back into the troops, and it's definitely hurting quite a bit waiting around for them. One of the most cursed tanks you've ever seen are about to be produced. I'm just waiting for all of my trucks to come in the mail. I'm just gonna say screw it, get rid of all these mills. That finally nobody wants these damn trains, as you can tell. Nobody wants them at all. I'm just gonna put all these sibs right into the market. My god, is that a green attack arrow? Did I actually just manage to push the Germans? I've updated our template. The tanks are getting there, but we've got our artillery in there now. We are ready to push, and as you can already tell, I think the Germans are pretty washed at the moment. It ain't looking too good. Turkey's also in the fight too. Welcome, Turkey. I don't want to push them until my absolutely amazing tanks are ready to be fielded. Just look at all that equipment in them. It is actually an issue at this point, by the way, because I'm trying to buy more light tanks, and I'm just, it's my tanks. They're selling my tanks back to me. So I'm trying to avoid buying any of those and buying just everything else that turns up. Even check the casualties. I bet they're, 1.6 million. I thought it was actually going to be way more than that. In fact, we've done 2.8 million on the Germans. But that alone is the victory for me, by the way. The fact we've managed to hold when my entire game has been me in this menu clicking endlessly, buying equipment, is just, it's astounding. I don't want you to expect too much from these tanks, but let's see what they can do. So before our great offensive, I'm going to see if these tanks, made up of every single bit of scrap metal we can put together across the world, are actually any good. Okay, moment of truth. Let's get the planning up, you know, just give them every bit of help they can get. Okay, it turns out, unsurprisingly, they're terrible. Okay, yeah, they're horrendous. I mean, look, they've got a green arrow. Just ignore the fact my infantry's doing the pushing. We're going. I didn't even notice that Romania capitulated, so the southern half of my country's just been liberated anyway. But look at the green! Jeez, how long can I sustain this push for, given my current stockpile? I mean, I'm already... all the artillery's gone already. The infantry equipment just disappearing before my eyes. It's okay, though. We don't need more equipment. We are fueled by the spirit of victory. But I do imagine at some point we may have to stop for a little bit of fuel. I think I did pick the worst nation you could probably do out of the major powers to actually try this challenge with. I think if you did the US or even the UK to some degree, this would probably be a lot less stress-inducing. But obviously, we're not the channel for that. I think at this point, we're just going to go all in on replacing the guns. I don't think we can actually afford to replace the artillery at this point. We have to go in all in on the guns. Hey, we are not slowing down, though. I think the Germans are just on the back foot now. They've got nothing of their own to replace. And yeah, your conference, that sounds great. I mean, I think you guys are definitely beating me to Berlin. Capitulated their little puppet government over there, and I think that's going to give us a nice opening now to rush on into Germany. See if we can't get a bit of the spoils, although I think we've been beaten. So got an epic showdown right here. The German Panzer Division right there versus my great Soviet tank. Definitely Soviet, by the way. It's not looking great. Oh my god, these tanks suck so bad. So bad. And that's with infantry in them too. Come on, boys, we can do it. We're actually getting beaten out, rushing into the German land by the Polish. Oh my god, what a game. Ooh, and there you go. We did, I don't want to say terribly, we did our goal very well, actually. We just, didn't do too well in terms of war participation. I don't want to insult anything here, but I think we definitely got our Iron Curtain off of Timu. What are these holes? What even happened down here? Why is Silesia just there as well? I mean, technically we did get a part of Germany though. That's all that matters. Did we actually fill up our stockpile from capitulating them too? We didn't. Well, look, we did not at all, actually. I guess they didn't have too much in their bank either. I mean, we've still got, you know, 3,000 armored trains though. Put those to good work. Hey, we did it. We actually completed the challenge. I was planning on also fighting Japan, obviously, but they, what is going on here? But yeah, that didn't go too well for them. I mean, they are fighting the Allies right now, but I think I'm good. That was actually really fun. Pretty short game for me. It's only 44. I mean, usually we're playing these damn things for the 50s nowadays. I mean, it is one of those challenges that I put off for the longest time because it is most certainly the worst thing you can do gameplay-wise. A lot of what you guys did see was me just endlessly clicking like this every 5 seconds to get equipment, but it did work. I mean, technically, all you really have to do is just hold out on the Germans, wait for the Allies to turn up. But the fact we actually managed to push, even if it did cost us everything, it was pretty good. It was pretty fun and very rewarding. But that is another stupid way to play Hearts of Iron 4 completed. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe down below, and let me know any more of your stupid challenges that you'd love to see on this channel. This might be a really stupid one, but with like the new Navy and stuff, I know I did a video, I think of the Soviets, where we actually rebuilt the Navy and actually showed that Navy is viable if you just build it. You know, you're not scared of it. I was thinking it'd be a really stupid and fun challenge if I just deleted the British Navy at the start and see what we come up with. See if we can rebuild the big British fleet back to where it was, and also obviously win the game. But if you want to see that stupid challenge, let me know. Leave a comment down below, or if you have a better one, let me know. I also have like all of these challenges on the channel already for the most part. We've done so many. Tanks only, infantry equipment only, plane only. We got them all. But that was market only in Hearts of Iron 4. It hurt quite a bit, but it was fun. And yeah, catch you all in the next one.